It's best to watch this movie alone to fully enjoy it. The story begins with a lady running into a store named B because she really needs to use the restroom. She asks the staff about the restroom, but according to the store's rules, only customers are allowed to use it, and there's a long line of customers waiting. By the time it's her turn, she can't hold it anymore. So she starts requesting the staff to let her use the restroom, but they refuse, saying she must follow the rules. At this point, a handsome man named Ben, who's also waiting in line, offers to help her by pretending she is his wife. B is impressed by him and orders a coffee. Afterward, B gives Ben the coffee and heads to the restroom to freshen up. While inside, she gets a phone call, and while talking on the phone, she accidentally wets her pants. She tries to dry them, which takes a lot of time. When B finally comes out, Ben asks her out on a date. They go out together, have dinner, and end up spending the night together, enjoying the evening. The next morning, B wakes up feeling strange and leaves without telling Ben. When Ben wakes up, he feels bad about her leaving. Then his friend Peter arrives, sees the remnants of the night before, and jokes about how Ben never cooks but did this time. Peter realizes that a beautiful woman had been at Ben's place the night before, and he teases him about it. Ben tries to deny it, saying the woman was nothing important. B overhears this and gets angry, leaving the place. 6 months later, Ben and Peter are at a club where Peter's sister Floria is also present with B's sister Nia. They are a couple and B is also at the club. Ben and B argue about the incident from the previous night, causing them to distance themselves. B mentions that she's engaged, and Ben asks if she's getting married. B says not to worry, and she'll invite him. Floria and Nia then create a fun video about a wedding planned in Australia. Afterward, B flies to Australia, and coincidentally, Ben is also on the same flight. He notices B and approaches her, saying it's quite a coincidence that they're both on the same flight to the same place. He starts asking her about her breakup, but B tells him to leave her alone. Ben offers to get her some food, but B refuses. At night, B goes to the bathroom to freshen up, but someone else enters before her. Meanwhile, she notices Ben sleeping nearby with some food placed next to him. B picks up the food and starts eating. Suddenly, her dress gets stuck on Ben's seat. She tries hard to free her dress, but it doesn't budge. Eventually, she decides to take off her dress, and with a sudden pull, she frees herself, but ends up very close to Ben. The next day, Peter arrives to pick everyone up and announces that they will all stay together in one house until the wedding. Both B and Ben dislike this idea because they always fight and want to stay away from each other. Once they reach the house, Peter introduces B and Ben to Nia and Floria. Later, the group goes to the beach. B and Nia take off their dresses and go swimming. Meanwhile, Floria informs Ben that Morgan is also there, Morgan being Ben's ex-girlfriend. Ben goes to meet Morgan, who is seen putting on her dress. They hug and start reminiscing about old memories. On the other hand, B supports Nia regarding her wedding. However, B spots Ben with Morgan, and Nia explains that Morgan is Ben's ex. B, pretending not to care, says, "It doesn't matter to me," and walks away. Ben and Morgan continue talking when Roger, Morgan's current boyfriend, arrives. Morgan introduces Roger to Ben. Roger then invites Ben for dinner. On the other side, B is browsing something on her laptop when her parents arrive and casually suggests she marry Jonathan, her ex-boyfriend, with whom she had broken up earlier. This upsets B, and she locks herself in the bathroom and starts crying. Someone calls out from outside, asking her to get ready for dinner. B replies, "All right," and tries to cheer up. Meanwhile, Ben is looking at some photos on his phone when someone reminds him about dinner. Both B and Ben leave their rooms for dinner and bump into each other. They head to dinner together, where everyone is already present. B's parents give a speech, and after it ends, everyone starts eating. Floria sprays something on Ben's pants and does the same to B, instructing them to stay calm. This sparks a silly game. During the game, B and Ben get into a fight, and B accidentally launches a rocket that sets fire to Nia's ball. To extinguish the fire, everyone to scold her. Floria's parents then suggest that pairing B and Ben together could prevent any chaos at the wedding. The next day, everyone begins working on their plan. While Ben is about to take a shower, Floria's father talks to Peter, mentioning that B loves Ben, but should confess her feelings herself. Floria and Nia also talk to B, praising Ben and encouraging her to consider him. At that moment, Ben arrives. Floria and Nia hide after seeing this. B says, "Oh, so they fooled you too." Ben then tells her about Floria's father and Peter, and they realize that this was all part of a plan to bring them together so that nothing disrupts their wedding. Just then, Floria's mom arrives and says, "Your uncle forgot his glasses on the boat. You both go and get them." She sends them purposely, hoping something might happen between them. B and Ben swim toward the boat. Ben starts struggling halfway as he cannot swim for long. B encourages him, saying, "You're not that weak," but Ben replies, "I'm not weak, I just lose my breath." B helps him reach the boat, retrieves the glasses, and they return. Meanwhile, back on the beach, B's mom brings Jonathan, B's ex-boyfriend, to the scene. B then suggests to Ben, "Since everyone is trying so hard to bring us together, let's pretend we're a couple. It'll help me, and you can also use this to make Morgan jealous." Ben agrees, as he also wants to upset Morgan. B moves closer to Ben, Ben, pretending to kiss him, but instead hits his stick playfully and jumps into the water, with Ben following her. Later, everyone plans an outing, and Bee and Ben continue pretending to be close. During this, Jonathan reveals that Bee's father had invited him, and that's why he suddenly appeared. He meets everyone, and Bee introduces him to Ben, saying, "This is Ben, my friend, my close friend." Jonathan falls silent. As they leave, Bee tells Ben, "You're surprisingly good at acting." Bee's mom advises her to spend some time with Jonathan, suggesting it might help him move on, but Bee refuses, saying, "No, I'm with Ben now." While leaving, she asks Jonathan if he's coming with them, but he declines. The group then heads out together. Along the way, Bee and Ben chat, with Ben saying, "We need to do something that convinces everyone we're together." The group eventually reaches a scenic hilltop to enjoy the view. Bee and Ben pretend to be romantic so others will notice, but when they glance at everyone else, they realize no one is watching. They're all distracted by a wild animal nearby. Suddenly, Bee spots a spider on Ben's shorts. Ben panics, quickly strips off his clothes, and ends up completely undressed. Bee checks him for bites and reassures him that he's fine. And Bee's father is learning to swim. Ben approaches him and offers to teach him because he learned swimming from his mother. While Ben is teaching swimming, Bee arrives and says they are happy getting to know each other better. The two move to another area, and Bee tells Ben to take a shower. Ben goes to shower while Jonathan invites Bee to play chess. They start playing and chatting, and Bee's parents are happy to see this. Ben observes this and heads toward his room, but Morgan stops him, offers him a drink, and starts talking about Bee. Later, Ben goes to Bee's room and suggests they need to make their act more convincing. In the evening, everyone gets ready for a party. Morgan joins Ben in his car, and they all arrive at the party venue, a ship. While boarding, Ben helps Bee and touches her, which everyone notices. On the ship, the party begins. Morgan approaches Ben, reminiscing about their past relationship, mentioning how much fun they had, and a particular night she remembers vividly. Ben smiles and replies that his work leaves unforgettable impressions. The party continues with everyone dancing. Ben and Bee also dance and strike a pose that impresses the crowd. While most people are happy, Morgan and Jonathan are not. They return to the party. Bee asks why he jumped, knowing he struggles in water, and Ben replies he couldn't leave her alone. They climb onto a rescue boat, sharing affectionate conversations. A rescue team arrives via helicopter and lowers a rope for them. Both hang on and descend. Although Ben is scared of heights, Bee sings to calm him, and he joins in. They return home, have dinner, and share moments. The next morning, when people call out to them, Ben quietly leaves. Meanwhile, Bee's parents clean a glass with a handprint. Ben and Peter go to the market for supplies, and Peter advises Ben to confess his love to Bee. However, Ben says that Bee is living a good life, so he cannot claim her as his own. On the other hand, Morgan and Bee are at a shop. Morgan asks Bee if she and Ben are in love, but Bee firmly denies it. Later, when they return home, Bee's parents are furious with her because of something she did with Ben. Bee gets upset and angrily explains that her relationship with Ben was just an act. She then starts insulting Ben. Meanwhile, a dog grabs the cake, ruining it, which makes Floria angry. Everyone goes inside after this commotion. Meanwhile, Nia and Floria are also arguing, and Ben overhears it. Feeling concerned, he approaches Bee and asks her to stage one last act with him. The group then heads to the wedding. During the wedding, Bee and Ben apologize to everyone and promise not to fight anymore. At the wedding, Bee starts looking at Ben with loving eyes. As the dance begins, Morgan dances with Ben and even kisses him, which Bee notices, leaving her heartbroken. Nia and Floria, seeing Bee upset, advise her to go for a drive to clear her mind. Bee leaves and Ben feels miserable too. To make Ben understand Bee's feelings, Bee's father reveals that Bee is in love with him. This angers Ben, and he insists it was all just an act. Bee's father retorts, saying Ben is in denial about his own feelings for Bee. Confused and emotional, Ben asks what he should do. Floria informs him that Bee wanted to cry alone, which is why they let her leave. Bee's father encourages Ben to reconcile with her. Ben, after drinking Jonathan's coffee, contacts the rescue team and jumps into the ocean. Meanwhile, Bee is deeply saddened. The rescue team saves Ben, and he asks them to take him to the water park. Hearing the sound of a helicopter, Bee feels hopeful. When Ben arrives, he runs wildly to Bee, apologizes, and kisses her. The two reconcile and kiss again during the party. Both are overjoyed and decide to stay together. The movie ends on a happy note with the couple united.